So thank you.
So I just want to do a real quick introduction, and then we can just roll right into it. I probably need about 10 minutes of your time, and I must apologize in advance. South Florida's allergy season is kicking in, so my voice is a little scratchy today.
Been there, done that.
Maybe it'll add something to it, I don't know.
Awesome.
All right, so this is editor Bill Hernandez with rockbandreviews.com, and today I have the tremendous honor to speak with singer-songwriter John Ondrasik of Five for Fighting. Now, John will be performing at the Billheimer Capitol Theater on May 22nd in Clearwater, Florida, on a national U.S. tour. He will perform his worldwide mega hits for a special evening backed by a string quartet. For complete tour dates and to purchase tickets, visit www.fiveforfighting.com. And again, John, it's such a great pleasure to speak with you today. Where are you calling from?
I'm here in Los Angeles, kind of at home and enjoying the nice weather without the humidity.
The opposite of what we're doing here. I tell you, man, you're one of these guys that you have the fame, the popularity. You're a great songwriter. You write amazing music, and I find that you use all of this to do good for the world. To kind of maybe fix things that might be broken. And I mean, you've been involved in various philanthropic efforts. One of them, can you tell us about your recent Music Matters Challenge and how music impacts education?
Well, I appreciate you mentioning that. Yeah, when I was in elementary school, our funding was cut at our elementary school, and my mother volunteered, and she came in and started putting on full musicals. Believe it or not, I was Tony in West Side Story, so
Ah.
maybe that's because my mom was producing, but who knows? But 40 years later, those kids still talk about a transformative experience that they had.
Sure.
And 4 million kids in America do not have access to a music teacher, and last year I wrote a song with some inner city kids in Chicago at Farragut Academy who had lost their music teacher. The song was called Let Music Fill My World. They wrote all the lyrics. It was a beautiful song. And we are now launching a national competition to raise funds and provide a music teacher for a school in need, just like we did for Farragut Academy, where everybody can make a video, tell a story about a music teacher that made a difference in their life, sing a little bit of Let Music Fill My World, and the winner gets $10,000, but also sits with us in the Tallman Foundation and provide a music teacher for a school in need. So it's a lot of fun.
Well, that's a fantastic idea, and hopefully something like this will branch out and create other similar opportunities around the country.
That's our plan. This is certainly not a one and done. It's a big effort. It's a big lift. But music is critical. It's not extracurricular. If you look at schools that have music teachers and music education, kids have a higher graduation rate. They do better in the sciences. Their mental wellness is better. And I think all of us that had music in our lives at a young age understand that.
I most definitely agree. And speaking of music, I mean, your latest single, "Okay," addresses a situation over in Israel. And what motivated you to write about this topic, and how do you use music to address social issues?
Well, I learned when my song Superman became a song that recognized the heroes of 9/11, how music can transcend and how it can break through barriers. And I'm not somebody who typically writes political songs. These to me are political songs. They're moral songs. I wrote a song about Afghanistan. I wrote a song about Ukraine. I went to Ukraine. I filmed a video with the Ukrainian orchestra in a blown-up airport. And after October 7th, I saw the kind of moral collapse of many of our institutions, particularly our college campuses, with the raging anti-Semitism and the ability to just call out evil where it exists. You don't have to love Israel. You don't have to be a fan of Israel. But if Hamas is not evil, I don't know what is. And I wrote this song, and it became global because Israel shared it on their social media. I went to Israel a couple weeks ago, performed at Hostage Square hours before Iran attacked. So it's been, quite the surreal experience. But people react, and they feel less abandoned. And so for me, if that's something music can do, and I have this platform, I feel obligated to do so.
Hmm. Now, as a songwriter, has your approach to writing songs evolved over the years?
I think it's just where I am in my life.
Yeah.
For 20, 25 years, my goal was to write a song that could be popular enough so I could make another record.
I
and,
hear
and
you.
for your younger audience, you can explain what a record is later. But, for me, just to be able to make music and to live my childhood passion was, and is incredible. And but at this stage of my life, I tend to write more songs that have a purpose and that have a meaning to me. And I don't just sit down at the piano and go, okay, I got to write 10 songs and one needs to be on the radio. So in a way, it's a little more freedom to do so. And it's kind of reminds me how I wrote songs when I was 15 years old.
Mm. Do you still remember the first song you wrote?
Yeah, I did. I wrote it for Tracy Miller. It was a kind of a love song. Unfortunately, it wasn't good enough to get her attention, but no, it was a good swing and a miss. But it was my first, and since then I've written thousands of songs. And but yes, and I actually wrote it on guitar, not piano, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Besides piano and guitar, are there any instruments, other instruments that you play?
No. I wish I could say I was a good drummer. I played a little trumpet when I was a kid, and quickly learned it's hard to play trumpet and sing at the same time. So I kind of stick with the piano and dabble on guitar, and it seems to serve me okay.
Now, we had mentioned the song "Okay," Superman, of course, and another timeless track is "100 Years." Now, I just turned 53. I'm not old by any means because, the 50s are the new, 30s today. Um, but what personal experiences or reflections led you to write such a poignant song about the passage of time?
I think I probably would not have written that song without two little kids sitting on my lap.
Mm.
I'm one of those kind of people who kind of obsesses on the past or future trips, move the goalposts. And it's hard for me to kind of stay in the moment and recognize the moment. And obviously the moment's not always good, but the moment is what we have. And, some of these notes, these songs are like Post-it notes to myself,
Mm.
appreciate the moment. And when I, had my two little kids and a wonderful wife and living in America and the freedoms we have and able to sing and have people sing my song back to me, I'm like, man, can you just sit back and appreciate that for 1 second? And that was really the birth of 100 Years.
Oh. Now, your music has also been featured in numerous films, TV shows, and such. Is there maybe a particular placement that surprised you or had a significant impact on your career?
I guess probably my favorite one was the end title of The Blind Side, which was a song called Chances.
Yes.
Nobody expected it to be a successful movie, and I'd actually pulled the song from another movie, and people were mad at me, but I really loved the message of that film, and it was wonderful to see it become, frankly, the biggest sports movie of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So that experience was really cool. And you still see The Blind Side around Thanksgiving every year on Channel
Yes.
13, and you hear my little song at the end of it.
Now, as we said, you're going to be performing at the Billheimer Capitol Theater on May 22nd here in Clearwater, Florida. Now, while you're on tour or doing shows as a vocalist, is there anything you do to maintain your vocals while you're on tour?
Yeah, interesting question. Like, because of the way I sing and kind of the falsetto, I'm very careful on tour. It's really all about protecting my voice. So I won't have one drink of alcohol till the last show, the last night after the gig with the band. I will typically not talk too much between the end of the show and sound check the next day. Certainly, I'll try to be healthy and work out and sleep. But for me, it's ever since I started doing this for a living. When you do so many of these shows, And with the nature of my voice, if I get sick, it's pretty hard to continue to sing. So
Sure.
it really is an effort in health and vocal maintenance. And at the end of the day, it's great because I can be healthy, enjoy my bandmates, and enjoy the audiences.
And put on a great show.
We hope so.
Absolutely. Now let me ask you. So, what legacy do you hope your songs will leave behind?
I don't know. I mean, that's such a big question. I'm just grateful that 20 years after I wrote a few songs, that people still find them. As a songwriter, I think there's no greater satisfaction when your music stands the test of time. I've always kind of been a misfit toy. I kind of write songs that other folks really don't write, which is fine. And I think it's just I love our troops. I support America. I try to shine the light on people who really deserve it. There's a lot of heroes in the world. So I guess my legacy, if people said, hey, yeah, that guy, he really introduced us to some heroes and amazing people and people that do incredible works and through his music and including our troops and our military families. I think that would be a nice legacy.
I think that's a fantastic legacy, my friend. Finally, what's next for you and Five for Fighting? Any upcoming projects or collaborations your fans should look out for?
Yeah, it's very busy. We will be, out with the rock band during our summer tours. I am been asked to come perform at college campuses with some of the mania that's been going on our college campuses. I've been asked to come and perform and sing my song "Okay" and speak to some of the students. So that should be interesting. And I'm working on some international projects as well with Israeli artists, Ukrainian artists, Iranian artists, to kind of tie all this stuff together. So there's a lot of stuff going on, but I can't wait to come see you guys. We've had so many great shows in Florida. In a way, it's becoming our second home. Most of my friends have moved there already from California, so it's a homecoming for me in many ways.
Well, we look forward to seeing you there live at the Bilheimer Capitol Theater on May 22nd, again in Clearwater, Florida. And John, what an honor and a pleasure to speak to you, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. Thanks, John.
Bye.
Bye-bye.